Good morning everybody, and I hope everybody is doing alright. It's Tuesday today and at least it's dry, so that's something to look forward to. I think it's supposed to be dry throughout the day, or for a while anyway, but I'm not sure about sunshine, but at least it's dry so we can get out and about. So I'm going out today again for lunch. I had a lovely day yesterday with the girls, using the girls' term loosely. At Calder's. I know a lot of people know Calder's, so had a lovely lunch there yesterday, caught up with everybody's chat. So today I'm meeting another friend for lunch in the village, hopefully, and hopefully catch up with her a wee bit also. So we have been reading from Judges chapter 6. Yesterday we started and heard the first half of Judges chapter 6. So today we're reading from verse 19 to the end of this chapter. So Gideon went into his house and cooked a young goat and used a bushel of flour to make bread without any yeast. He put the meat in a basket and the broth in a pot, brought them to the Lord's angel under the oak tree and gave them to him. The angel told him, "Put the meat and the bread on this rock and pour the broth over them." Gideon did so. Then the Lord's angel reached out and touched the meat and the bread with the end of the stick he was holding. Fire came out of the rock and burned up the meat and the bread. Then the angel disappeared. Gideon then realised that it was the Lord's angel he'd seen, and he said in terror, "Sovereign Lord, I have seen your angel face to face." But the Lord told him, "Peace, don't be afraid, you will not die." Gideon built an altar to the Lord there and named it "The Lord is Peace." It is still standing at Ophrah, which belongs to the clan of Abiezer. That night the Lord told Gideon, "Take your father's bull and another bull 7 years old. Tear down your father's altar to Baal and cut down the symbol of the goddess of Asherah, which is beside it. Build a well-constructed altar to the Lord your God on top of this mound. Then take the second bull and burn it whole as an offering, using for firewood the symbol of Asherah that you have cut down." So Gideon took 10 of his servants and did what the Lord had told him. He was too afraid of his family and the people in town to do it by day, so he did it at night. When the people in town got up early the next morning, they found at the altar to Baal and the symbol of Asherah had been cut down, and that the second bull had been burned on the altar that had been built there. They asked each other, "Who did this?" They investigated it and found that Gideon had done it. Then they said to Joash his father, "Bring your son out here so that we can kill him. He tore down the altar to Baal and cut down the symbol beside it." But Joash said to all those who confronted him, "Are you arguing for Baal? Are you defending him? Anyone who argues for him will be killed before morning. If Baal is a god, let him defend himself. It is his altar that was torn down." Then all the Midianites, the Amalekites and the desert tribes assembled, crossed the river Jordan and camped in Jezreel Valley. The Spirit of the Lord took control of Gideon, and he blew a trumpet to call the men of the clan of Abiezer to follow him. He sent messengers throughout the territory. Then Gideon said to God, "You say that you have decided to use me to rescue Israel. Well, I am putting wool on the ground where we thresh the wheat. If in the morning there is dew only on the wool, but not on the ground, then I will know that you are going to use me to rescue Israel." That is exactly what happened. When Gideon got up early the next morning, he squeezed the wool and wrung enough dew out of it to fill a bowl of water. Then Gideon said to God, "Don't be angry with me. Let me speak just once more. Please let me make one more test with the wool. This time the wool will be dry and the ground will be wet." That night God did that very thing. The next morning the wool was dry, but the ground was wet with dew. Amen, and God bless this reading from Judges chapter 6, and we will continue with the story of Gideon for the rest of this week anyway, till we see how far we can go. So, not much else really to report on a Tuesday, I don't think. Just really waiting now to see what announcements Nicola Sturgeon makes next week, I think it might be. I don't know whether it's maybe Friday or next week. I know that there was some suggestion that the space might go down to 1 metre inside. If so, that will be a bit easier for us, or it might not be, depending on how we can measure out the space in the church. So we're just really waiting now to see what happens with any announcements from the First Minister this week or next week, and to see if it makes any changes for us. So everybody seems to be not too bad. Everybody seems to be coping well still with the situation. We had a lot of people at church on Sunday again, so that's great. And most of the people that we know weren't there. We know the reason that they weren't there, which is helpful to us. Number of people going on holiday this week or away somewhere to visit friends or relatives. So we'll see how things go. But still asking, if you are on the list and you have not been coming, could you let us know if you are coming? And if you're on the list and you have been coming, is that the same thing I'm just going to say again? Could you let us know if you're on the list, if you're coming? So thanks everybody, and hopefully the good day will last on, and we will be back tomorrow, and we'll see you then. Bye.